Hey guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto got betrayed and got harem with Grayfia, Venelana and Sona, part 1. So before we start, go check out the author of this fanfic, J3000, link is in the description, also subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. Walking down a long, streaming dirt road was a lone male figure that stood at 5 feet and 9 inches tall. He had red-colored, shoulder-length hair that spiked out in almost every direction. The man's build was very athletic, as each muscle visible was highly defined to show the extent of whatever training he had been through. His name was Uzumaki Naruto, and was the current head of his clan. "Man, I can't wait to get home," he muttered to him as he stretched his arms over his head. But, as he approached the hill that would descend toward his village, a strong scent of burning wood filled his senses. This caused a sinking feeling in the man's stomach as Naruto then quickly rushed forward. Yet to his utter horror, the place where his village once stood proud and bright, there was now a giant crater in its place. "No, this can't be happening," was all he could muster to say as he started to run toward the only remaining houses left out range of the hole. "This is all my fault. I should never have left," he screamed in his mind as warm tears streamed down his cheeks. Upon reaching the houses, he noticed that some of them were still burning down, to which he checked each one to try and find at least one survivor. But to no avail, as he realized that no one was left, this sparking a rush of fear as he shifted his gaze to a large house a few dozen yards from the rest. Him recognizing it as his own, to which he ran as fast as he could toward it, calling out loudly, "Mom. Dad." He entered his home and found no one. He searched for hours hoping he would find anybody, but he did not. "Why?" he whispered silently before his vision went black and he fell limply to the floor. Even after waking up, Naruto stayed in the destroyed village for 5 days. He mourned for all of the lost lives each day and broke out in tears every time he dug a new grave. Though during the 5th day, the sound of something other than a house falling to the ground brought him back to his senses. The red-haired man then narrowed his eyes quickly and moved toward this new sound, him not sure of what he would do or how he'd react upon seeing someone alive. J3000. Ice Prince Hitsugaya fixed this part for me. "Yes, we finally got permission to take over the land," a devil said. "Yeah, it's too bad the Uzumaki had to die for us to get it," said a female devil. "So everyone in my family is dead," Naruto thought. "Who cares about those tree huggers?" the devil replied. "They were good people, it's too bad that both sides turned on them," the female said. "Yeah, I still remember that," the devil said as he took out a katana and showed it to the woman. "This is the sword I used to kill Karen Uzumaki," when suddenly a massive killing intent was felt and a red blur attacked the devil and grabbed him by the throat and slammed him into the ground causing a crater. Off the devil coughed up blood. "Stop, Grimory-sama, or you will kill him." She stopped as she saw the ripple-like pattern which spread over the eyeballs with light purple irises and sclera in his eyes. "And Uzumaki. So you are the one who killed my second cousin," Naruto said as he squeezed the devil's throat. "I'll show you what happens when you mess with an Uzumaki." Golden chains appeared on the devil's body and started to squeeze him as the woman watched. "Oh shit, it's him," the scared woman shouted. "Please don't kill me. I have a wife and 9 kids," the devil begged. "There is no mercy for you or anybody who had anything to do with my family's death," Naruto replied in an impassive voice as the chains started to spin. The devil screamed as he was being shredded to pieces. The woman screamed out and tried to run, but Naruto's chain grabbed her and dragged her back to him. "Please don't kill me," the female devil begged. "I wasn't going to kill you because I heard what you were saying before," Naruto replied as he let her go. "Now tell me what happened." Well, the female devil told him everything that happened and boy was Naruto pissed. "So that's why they pushed so hard for me to go on the training trip," Naruto said as a golden energy appeared around him. "And here I thought they were my friends." Rocks started to float into the air before long boulders, then houses and finally the ground, and a gold beam shot up into the air. "But Surzich's. Grayfia-chan, where is the tissue?" Surzich's as he sat on his throne. "Damn it, Surzich's-sama, it's right beside you," Grayfia shouted. "But I can't reach it, honey," Surzich's replied as he stretched to reach the paper which was about a couple of inches away from him when suddenly he saw the light, literally. "It's coming from the Uzumaki compound," Grayfia said as she looked at the light. "Yeah, I knew this day would come," Surzich's replied in a serious voice. "Gather the members of the 64 pillars. But the Juka. The pawn will be low-class devils, the first ones into battle, because are more expendable than those of a higher rank, such as the knight," Ajuka said as he wrote it down. "The knight will have the ability to use any weapon combined with their speed, the rook will have super strength, the queen will have lots of magic in order to cast lots of spells, and better power and defense, the king will be a high-class devil, but what should I give the bishop?" Beelzebub-sama, there is a golden light coming from where the Uzumaki used to be. A devil shouted as he entered Ajuka's lab. Shit, he has returned, I thought we had more time, Ajuka thought. What does it mean? The devil asked. Bad news. Ajuka replied. But Falbium Asmodeus. Asmodeus-sama, wake up and get back to work. A devil shouted. And you see I'm sleeping. Falbium replied. But you have a lot of paperwork to do. The devil replied. Yeah, whatever, snore he said as he fell asleep. Falbium-kun, you lazy bastard. A woman shouted as Falbium jumped up and pretended like he was working when he saw the light. So you are back, you bastard. Falbium shouted. But Seraphol Leviathan. I hope I can calm down Naruto-chan if he ever comes back, Seraphol said, spinning in the chair in her office. Seraphol-sama, will you stop spinning in the chair and get to work? The devil said. But it's fun. Seraphol replied and she continued to spin, then she saw the golden light in the air. Naruto-chan is back. Seraphol shouted and jumped out of the chair. But Naruto. Naruto began to walk towards the town as his power destroyed everything around him. Naruto was about to reach the town when the guards showed up, they were all from the different clans. Phoenix Fire, a group of devils shouted. A massive fire came at Naruto when suddenly his chains wrapped around him and protected him from the fire. Out of my way, worms, Naruto replied as the chains shot off the ground and impaled them, killing them. How did he kill them? I thought they were from the Phoenix clan. Generic Devil 1 asked. They are, but their power is no match for the Uzumaki, much less the heir of the Uzumaki clan, wielder of the golden chains. Generic Devil 2 replied. Hour of destruction was heard, but it was blocked by the chains. Foolish devils, get out of my way, Chain Field. Naruto said. Chains came out of the ground, killing all of them, as he continued on his way to the meeting hall. Meeting hall. Now on to other business, Lord Phoenix. We sold the Uzumaki land to Boom. The building shook. What the hell is going on? Lord Gremory shouted. I don't know, dear, Venelana replied. Suddenly the doors came flying in, and a furious Naruto was standing there. So the bastard's child has returned, Lord Wong said before a chain sliced him in half. You dare kill a lord, guards kill him, Lord Phoenix shouted. Chains appeared out of the ground and captured all of them. I can kill whoever I want because all of you turned on my clan. Naruto shouted. Your clan deserved it, they were getting too powerful, Lord Sho shouted, suddenly he was pulping on the ground. I'm going to kill all of you like you killed my clan, Naruto said as he shredded Lady Wong and Lady Sho. Naruto-kun, stop, this isn't like you. Venelana said. You guys made me this way, Naruto replied as he killed another lord. Naruto-kun, what would your mother Kushina think? Lady Phoenix shouted. Don't you dare call my mother's name out of your mouth, you bitch, because you, and the other bitch, as he looked at Venelana who held her head down, were supposed to be her best friends, and you let them kill her. Naruto shouted as he killed 2 more ladies and lords. If it wasn't for this chain I would kill you myself, just like I killed Mito, shouted Lord Ryo, a massive and muscular man. Suddenly the man was free and he charged at Naruto at high speed. You killed my grandmother, who was in a coma, Naruto said, before he was hit in the face with a powerful punch which sent shock waves throughout the building, but he stood there and took it without flinching. I'm going to enjoy killing you. Naruto replied as a chain came out of the flood and went straight up Ryo's ass and came up through his mouth with every organ in his body on the chains. Some of the lords started to vomit as Naruto started to laugh while licking his lips. This is our fault. We turned a sweet handsome boy into this monster, Venelana and Lady Phoenix thought as they closed their eyes. Boy, you are going to pay for that when my son arrives, Lord Gremory said. I'm looking forward to killing my so-called friends, Naruto replied before he dodges what looks like plus signs when suddenly he was hit by an earth fist that sent him crashing into the ground. Father, mother, are you alright? Surziches asked as the chain vanished and they fell to the ground. We're fine, son. Lord Gremory answered as he got up. The cuckoo, so the 4 great Satans have finally decided to grace me with their presence, Naruto said as he got up. Stop this, Naruto, it's not you. Ajuka said. You talk to me as if you know me, Naruto replied. We are your friends, Surziches said as Naruto started to laugh. Friends, you never liked me the moment I kicked your ass at the exams and you are followed behind that red-head bastard like a mindless monkey. Naruto replied as did Surziches and Ajuka flinched. Naruto-chan, stop this, please. Seraphol said as she walked up to Naruto, who slapped her across her face. Stay away from me. Naruto shouted as Seraphol started to cry. I didn't know they were going to kill your family. Seraphol cried, but Naruto ignored her. You bastard. Earth Dragon Falbium shouted and the massive dragon came at Naruto. Bukuku, Naruto laughs. His chain attacked the dragon, destroying it, and continued on to attack Falbium. He tried to dodge the chain, but they pierced his shoulders and pulled him towards Naruto. Naruto jumped into the air and dodged some of the bullets as one pierced his right hand and left leg. Ruin the extinct Surziches said as Serafol ran over to the bleeding Falbium. Naruto gives up, we don't want to hurt you. You seem to forget who you are messing with, Naruto said as he started to glow. Chain Coffin's chains rose from the ground and captured as many ladies and lords as possible, but the more powerful ones escaped, but the others were squeezed to death. After Naruto was finished there were only 34 out of the 64 pillars left. You bastard. Ijuka roared as he rushed at Naruto, who sidestepped the attack and delivered a punch to Ijuka's stomach before giving him a kick to the face that sent him crashing into the wall. Naruto. Surziches shouted as he attacked Naruto only for 2 chains to pierce each shoulder and then slam him into the ground. Naruto puts up his hand and blocks the hammer slam from a giant golem that destroys the ground beneath him and forces him on one knee. Ice Age washered and the floor froze beneath Naruto, and before long it started to affect Naruto. I'm sorry, Naruto-chan, but you have gone too far. Serafol said as Naruto's chain destroyed the golem and Naruto got up and saw the white-haired woman pour more magic in her attack. Didn't both sides go too far when they killed my clan? Naruto replied as he walked towards her. I see why they had to get rid of you during the combined attack on the Uzumaki. Grayfia said as she poured more magic. Such power, she thought as Naruto continued to walk. I'm sorry about the Naruto-chan, Celsius cross-trigger. Serafol said. Her attack hit Naruto and froze him. Attack. Lord Phoenix shouted as the remains of the pillars attacked except Lady Phoenix, Venelana, and the 4 Satans. No, stop. Surziches and Ijuka shouted, but it was too late as the attack hit the frozen Naruto. Boom. You fools, don't you remember what happens when you kill a member of the royal family of the Uzumaki clan? Ijuka shouted as Lord Phoenix and Lord Grimory grabbed a hold of their artificial limbs. Damn it, everybody run, Lord Bale shouted. We won't escape in time, the blast will destroy this land, Surziches said. And how do you know that? Lord Bale asked. Look at how big the explosion was when Minato and Kushina died, Surziches replied, and everyone remembered the giant hole that has no bottom. And Naruto is stronger than both of them combined. We are all going to die. A lord shouted. No, we'll be fine because he's not dead, Venelana said as she put her hands on his chest to scan his body. Feels good, bad, Venelana. He could be your son and you are married. As she took her hands off him. He is just unconscious. Thank God, Lord Phoenix said. He held his head because of the pain. So what are we going to do with him? Lord Bale asked. We are going to throw him into the Uzumaki hole, a lord shouted. No, we are not. Venelana said. And why not after what he did? He killed so many lords. A lord shouted. Because it was our fault, we killed his people first. Venelana replied. I agree with Venelana, Lady Phoenix said. You two have no say in the matter, Lord Phoenix shouted. But we do, the 4 Satan replied. Now, mother, what do you propose we do to him? Surziches asked. We seal him, Venelana replied. With what? We don't know any sealing spells. Lord Germany said. But we do, Lady Phoenix and Venelana said. Kushina taught us a spell that will seal anybody as long as nobody removes the seal. Flashback. Remember girls, never use any sealing spell on an Uzumaki because, even if it works for a while, it breaks sooner than the user expects, then that spell will never work on him or her again, Kushina said. Flashback end. Then it is settled. We will seal him tomorrow morning, Surziches said. Later that night. The white blur entered the chamber where Naruto was chained to the wall with nulling chains. Who are you? Naruto asked as the woman appeared before him. He then recognized her. She was a beautiful woman appearing to be in her early 20s, with silver hair and matching eyes. Her hair, which flowed all the way down to her back, features a long braid on each side with small blue bows at the ends, while the rest is let down, ending in twin braids. She was wearing a blue and white French-made outfit with long sleeves and a white-made headband over her head with red lipstick as a cosmetic accessory. Why are you here? I always wanted to meet you, she said as she walked closer to him. Is that so? Naruto replied with a smile on his face. You were everything I wanted in a man. Strong, handsome, and had a great body, she said as she rubs her hand over his exposed abs. I was prepared to beat you and take you as my love slave when my side won, but then they decided to kill off all the Uzumaki. I knew we couldn't be together after that. And why is that? Naruto asked. There is no way we could have fought off both sides, she replied. Oh, I see, so why did you come here? Naruto asked. To do something I always wanted to do, she replied. Wow, best kiss ever, Grayfia thought as they continued when she heard the guards coming. got to go. It's a shame we can't finish because I would have rocked your world, as she vanished. Next day. Sorry guys, but only the caster can enter the chambers while the sealing process takes place, Venelana said, as she and Lady Phoenix entered the chambers. Naruto-kun, I hope you will one day forgive us, Venelana said, but Naruto didn't answer her. We did warn her, but she refused to run, Lady Phoenix said, but Naruto didn't answer her either. We will see you soon, Venelana said, as she cast a sleeping spell and walked up to him and kissed him. Venelana. Venelana. Lady Phoenix shouted. Oh sorry, but I couldn't resist anymore, I've always wanted to do that since he became a man, Venelana replied with a blush on her face. Me too, Lady Phoenix replied, as she kissed him too. I think that's enough, Venelana shouted, as she saw Lady Phoenix's hands rubbing Naruto's member and dragged her away. Let's perform the seal. Uzumaki art. 5-point seal, they shouted, as a seal appeared on Naruto's head, one on both of his hands and legs. 200 years have passed since the killing of the Pillar members and the sealing of Uzumaki Naruto. The four Satans worked to destroy and erase away anything that had to do with the Uzumaki clan from the history books. They took all the Uzumaki accomplishments and split it among the four of them. The four Satans passed a law stating that the older generation could not tell the younger generation the truth about the Uzumaki clan or Naruto. Anybody who talks about it would be punished by the four Satans. The years passed by, and everybody tried to forget about the Uzumaki clan, but all of them couldn't, so more rules were created with harsher punishment, until no one remembered them except the Pillar's head and the four Satans, and they weren't telling anybody, not even their children. They didn't check the seal either, because they believed that it would last forever. Little did they know that the seal began to crack 50 years after they had sealed Uzumaki Naruto. I can't believe he didn't know that I stole you, or the fact that I killed that kid, Rainer said, as she kissed the gear. I thought he caught me when he called me into his office, she thought aloud, as she landed. It's a shame I can't use it as yet, but when I can I'm going to go back and kill that red-haired bitch and her peerage, Rainer said, as she saw a big building. So this is the Uzumaki chamber, she mused, as she walked towards the building and then entered it. Damn, this place is dark, Rainer said when suddenly she tripped over something or someone, and the sacred gear fell out of her hand and floated towards the seal. Who goes there? The sleep guard shouted as he turned on the light, but no one was there. It must have been a dream, then he went back to sleep and did not see the seal glowing as the seal absorbed the sacred gear. Naruto Mindscape. Finally I'm free, now I can take over this low-class devil's mind, the Red Lion said as she started to walk around the place. No bad, a girl could get used to this, then she saw a red-haired man sleeping. Now to eat his soul, the Red Lion said as she attacked the sleeping Naruto. Real world, outside. Damn it, I lost the gear, Rainer said when she heard a noise and hid in the bushes. This job stinks. I should have listened to my mom and become a carpenter, a guard said. The Grimoire, shit. I wonder if there are more of them, Rainer said as she searched the area but couldn't find any more guards. For such a powerful devil being sealed in here, I thought there would be more guards. Why do I need to guard this place? The seal Lady Grimoire and Lady Phoenix put on this place is unbreakable, the guard shouted. I need to get back the gear and get out of here, Rainer said then it hit her. Who goes there? The guard shouted as he turned around to see a girl who had long black hair that fell to her hips and violet eyes. She was wearing a school uniform, which consisted of a dark red jacket with a letter P embroidered in gold, a white undershirt, a red bow, and a green skirt with a thin white stripe around the lower end of it. I was on my way to my hotel when suddenly I got all dizzy. I spoke to the girl right before she lifted her head and looked at the guard with her big violet-colored eyes. She was kneeling in a provocative position that showed off her large things, along with her ample curves for all to see. Damn, she's hot, the guard thought. Is everything alright up there? A man shouted from inside the chamber. Everything is fine, just stay where you are, Ray, Kai shouted. Not going to let you steal her away from me. Could you use a hand, miss? Kai asked as he stuck out his hand. Thank you for giving me a hand, I spoke to the girl as she looked Kai in the eye. Sure, no problem, spoke Kai as he pulled her to her feet. Suddenly she leaned against him and pressed her large upai against his chest. Wow, I've hit the jackpot. She must be an E-cup. Kai then remembered that he was on duty. Miss, you are not supposed to be he when she pressed her bust against him even harder and started swaying from left to right with them. Why don't you show me to my hotel, the girl said. Go and inform Lord Grimoire that there are cracks on the seal, Ray shouted from inside the chamber. I'm on it, Kai said as he turned around to the girl. I'll show you the best hotel in town, my house. That is my kind of hotel, but can you do something for me? The girls asked. Anything for you, Kai replied as she leaned against his ear. For me, the girl replied as she shoves a light spear through Kai's heart. "Hi. Kai, are you still out there?" Ray asked as he came out to see a girl shredding her clothing and starting to transform. She grew taller, taking on a more mature appearance, and her eyes changed, taking on a darker, more evil look. Her clothing also changed dramatically, now consisting of black, strap-like objects, resembling leather, around and under her upai, a thong-like piece held around her hips by 3 thin straps, gloves that ran right up her arms with small lengths of chains hanging from them, shoulder guard-like objects on her shoulders with 3 large spikes sprouting from her right shoulder. Black thigh-high heel boots, then 2 black angel wings came out. "A fallen angel," Ray said as she attacked, only for him to dodge. "Shit, I have to signal for help." He ran towards the far wall to press a button when 3 light spears ran through him. "Now to get back my sacred gear," Rainer said as she walked towards the chamber when suddenly it exploded. Inside Naruto's mindscape. "You foolish lion. Did you really think you could control me?" Naruto said as the lion had chains wrapped around her. "In my mind I am a god," he told her as the chains squeezed tighter. "I bow to no one," the lion shouted as she tried to break free. "We will see about that," Naruto said as he started to absorb the lion's energy. "Ah. What are you doing to me?" the lion screamed out in pain. "I feel weak, but how? I'm a true Longinus gear, a low-class devil shouldn't be able to beat me. You dare call me, Uzumaki Naruto, the head of the Uzumaki clan, a low-class devil?" Naruto roared as he started to drain the lion even faster. "Wait, the Uzumaki clan?" The lion said that when it hit her suddenly there was an energy surge and the lion broke free of Naruto's chains. "Uzumaki," she roared as she attacked Naruto. Shit, she's gotten stronger than Naruto thought as he dodged all of the attacks. "You won't escape me. I am going to tear you to shreds for what your ancestors did to me," the red lion shouted as she tackled Naruto to the ground. "Now die." Suddenly chains wrapped around them. "Bukuku, I can't believe you fell for that," Naruto said. "What are you?" The chains started to glow and the red lion realized that she was sinking into Naruto's body. "He's absorbing me," she said as she started to change color. "This is the quickest way to absorb somebody and you fell for it," Naruto replied. "Curse you, Uzumaki," the golden lion roared as she vanished. "The seal may have weakened my power, but my mind is stronger than ever," Naruto said. "Real world, outside. Where the hell is it?" Rainer shouted as she searched through the rubble looking for the gear when suddenly she felt a presence behind her. She did a spin kick, but the person caught it. "What is a fallen angel doing in devil territory?" a man's voice asked as he let go of her leg. "I don't talk to." Rainer turned around to see the face of the man that no devil or fallen angel ever wants to see. "Uzumaki Naruto. I'm sorry, Uzumaki-sama, for my behavior." "What are you doing here?" Naruto asked in an emotionless voice. "I've got a bad sense of direction and ended up here," Rainer replied. "Do you take me for a fool?" Naruto said as he grabbed her by her throat. "No, I don't," Rainer replied as she struggled to breathe. "Then tell me the truth," Naruto demanded. "I will never betray him," Rainer replied. "And I," Naruto said as he pushed her to the ground and chains wrapped themselves around her. "Please don't kill me, I don't want to die," Rainer shouted. "Then tell me what you are doing here," Naruto stated. "I can't betray him," Rainer shouted back. "Wow. Now that is what you call loyalty," Naruto said as Rainer rose off the ground. "I could use a person like you." "I will never join forces with a devil," Rainer shouted. "Who said you have a choice?" Naruto said as he captured her lips and released a gold dust into her mouth. "Now what are you doing here?" "I was sent here to see if the seal was still intact," Rainer replied. "By whom?" Naruto said in his emotionless voice. "Azazel," Rainer replied. "How did you get the red lion sacred gear?" Naruto asked. "I stole it from the Azazel's vault," Rainer replied. "I see," what Naruto said. "Is there anything I can do for you, Naruto-sama?" Rainer asked. "Yes there is, tell me what has been going on for the last 200 years. Naruto demanded. "Well. 2 days later. It's almost time for the wedding," Surzicha said. "And what a great day it will be when 2 of the most powerful clans join Lord Gremory as he turns to properly face his son." "Do you think it's a great idea to force Rias to marry Riser?" Surzicha asked. "Why not, that's how my wife and I met each other," Lord Gremory replied as he sipped his tea. "Even Lord and Lady Phoenix met that way. If you are okay with it then I'll accept it," Surzicha replied. Then suddenly a knock was heard. "Enter." A woman stepped through the door and she had a serious expression on her face. She was a beautiful woman who appeared to be in her late teen years with silver eye-catching hair and matching eyes. Her hair, which flowed all the way down to her back, featured a long braid on each side with small red bows at the ends, while the rest was let down, ending in twin braids. She was wearing a blue and white French maid outfit with long sleeves and a white maid headband over her head with red lipstick as a cosmetic accessory. I have bad news, Lord Surziches. I went to do my century checkup to the Uzumaki chambers, but when I got there it was destroyed. What? Lord Gremory shouted as his voice echoed throughout the building. Honey, what is going on? Venelana shouted as she entered the room. Nothing, just get back to your work, Lord Gremory replied. But. Get back to your work, Lord Gremory shouted as Venelana ran out. What was that for, father? Surziches asked. I don't want her to know about this, Lord Gremory replied. That's not what I was talking about, Surziches said. Mind your own business, son. Lord Gremory replied as Surziches glared at him. Now Grayfia, do you know if he escaped or if he's dead? Grayfia looked at Surziches, who nodded his head. No, Millard, but I have a feeling that he is dead, Grayfia replied. Ah, like I would trust a woman's feeling, Lord Gremory muttered in a low voice that Grayfia didn't hear, but Surziches did. I see, but we still have to investigate, Surziches said as he glared at his father. I want you to send a message to Ajuka. Tell him that I have a need for his assistant. Hi, Surziches-sama, Grayfia replied as she vanished. This is bad, father. If he's alive, then we are all in trouble, Surziches said. But we beat him once already, we can do it again. Lord Gremory replied. We could, but there will be a lot of destruction, and that's what I'm worried about. Surziches said. As he and his father talked about what they plan on doing if he's alive, they didn't realize that Venelana was listening through the door. But Naruto 3 days later. So that's Rias Gremory, Naruto said, as he and Rainer were on the top of a nearby building and looked down towards the 18-year-old girl who was currently surrounded by 3 other girls in front of Kuo Academy. She was a pretty little thing with a familiar red hair and blue-green eyes that he recognized all too well. If not for the hair, he would have mistaken her for Venelana Gremory. Who are the other girls? Naruto asked. That one is her queen, Rainer replied, as she pointed to Akeno, who was a buxom young woman who was around the same age as Rias, with very long black hair and violet eyes. Her hair was tied in a long ponytail, reaching all the way down to her legs with 2 antennae sticking out from the top and sloping backwards, with an orange ribbon keeping it in place. Like most of the girls at Kuo Academy, she wore the customary Kuo Academy girls' school uniform, along with black knee-high socks. The short-haired one looks familiar, Naruto said. That is because she is Seraphol Leviathan's younger sister Sona, Rainer replied when Naruto got a smile on his face that scared the feathers off her. She is perfect for my revenge, Naruto said as he looked at Sona. She was a young woman around the same age as the others with black hair styled in a short bob cut and violet eyes. She wore a pair of red glasses and the Kuo Academy girls' school uniform. Yes, she is, but she is always with that Tsubaki girl, Rainer replied. Who is she? Naruto asked. She is her queen, Rainer replied, as Naruto looked at Tsubaki, who had knee-length black hair with split bangs and heterochromatic eyes. In addition to wearing the Kuo Academy girls' school uniform, she wore blue semi-rimmed glasses with square lenses. I see, but tell me more about Sona, Naruto said. I thought you would go after Rias first, Rainer replied. She is of no importance to me, Naruto said. Later. See you girls on Monday, Sona said, as they waved goodbye to Rias and Akeno. Damn it, Rias got another member and is getting stronger while I'm getting weaker. Don't worry about it, Sona-sama, I'm sure you will get a powerful member soon, Tsubaki replied. Not soon enough, Sona said, as she turned the corner with her head down. You are going the wrong way, Sona-sama, Tsubaki told her. I know, I just need to clear my head, Sona replied. Then I'll come with you, Tsubaki said. No, I need to clear my head alone, Sona replied. I will see you on Monday, Tsubaki said, as she walked away. Sona walked for who knows how long when suddenly she was hit to the ground. Hey, watch where you're going, you idiot. Sona shouted. Hey, you're the one who ran into me. Not the other way around. That means you're the idiot who is not looking where she is walking, said a strong yet gentle voice. Sona's eyes wide as she snapped her head straight up to look at the man she ran into. She tried, she really tried, but she failed. Oh, how she failed at trying to keep a huge blush coming right on her face. Oh. My God, she screamed out in pain as she looked at him, his ocean blue eyes looking right into her violet eyes with curiosity and amusement. Hey, are you alright? Do you have a fever? You're all red. The man asked with genuine concern in his voice. Why yeah, I'm fine, and I don't have a fever, Sona stuttered as she snapped out of her daze. Well, I'm glad to see that, sorry, but I have to go now, the man said as he ran off. What was that about? Sona said when she saw a fallen angel fly over her and head in the direction of the red-haired, blue-eyed man. So that was why he ran away. I have to save him. Sona said as she ran after the fallen angel. But the redhead. It seems like he took the bait, Naruto said, as he hid behind a dumpster in a dark alley. Where the hell are you, little devil? The fallen angel shouted as he flew above. I know you are here. As he started throwing light spiral over the place. Sona arrives to see the place destroyed and a pissed off fallen angel flying all over the place. Her eyes saw a red-haired man pushing his head out of the alley. It doesn't look like the fallen angel will find Sona when suddenly the red-haired boy stood up and a golden lion appeared on his well-muscular chest. He ran out of the alley and the lion opened its mouth. Suck on this, the redhead shouted as the lion fired a condensed ball of golden energy at the fallen angel, who reacted in time and dodged it. He has a sacred gear, Sona said. I found you, the fallen angel shouted as he attacked the blonde with light spears, but he was able to dodge them when suddenly one went through his arm. He screamed out in pain and started to run towards the alley as the fallen angel gave chase. Shit, I have to help him, Sona said and was about to attack when suddenly the fallen angel was sliced into pieces. What the hell? Suddenly the moonlight shone on the alley and Sona saw some wire stretch across the top of the alley. It worked, the redhead shouted as he jumped in the air to celebrate. I'm impressed, Sona said as the redhead turned around and got into a fighting position. Wait, I'm not here to hurt you. Then why are you here? The redhead asked. I saw the fallen angel following you and I decided to come help. My name is Sona, by the way. Sona replied. Naruto, now why didn't you help me then? The redhead asked. I was going to after you got hit by the spear, but I saw that you planned out everything, Sona replied as she walked closer. What is that wire and what is it made of? It's called adamantium wire and it is an indestructible metal alloy, Naruto replied as he started to walk away. Wait. Are you a member of the Gremory family? Sona shouted. No, I'm not. I'm just a banished Bale. Naruto replied as he stops and turn around. I want you to join my peerage. Will you? Sona asked. I don't have the power of destruction, do you still want me? Naruto returned back. I don't want you for your power, I want you for your mind, Sona said as a blush appeared on her face. Meet me tomorrow night at the Golden Sun at 7:30 and if you can convince me, I will join. Naruto replied as he jumped away. Wear something pretty. But Sona was on her way back to school when she heard her name. What's up, Tsubaki? Sona asked. You look like you are in a good mood, Tsubaki replied. Yeah, that walk really cleared my head. Sona said. I see, so are we still on for tomorrow's sleepover? Tsubaki asked. I can't, I have a date, Sona muttered. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you correctly, could you repeat that again? Tsubaki replied as she cleared out her ears with her finger. I have a date tomorrow. Sona shouted. With whom? Tsubaki asked. The cute boy I met during the walk, Sona told her. So that's why you are so happy, Tsubaki replied. I'll tell you more about him inside. Sona said as they headed into Sona's house. Saturday 7:30, the Golden Sun. Sona arrived to see Naruto leaning up against a wall waiting for her. She was wearing a thin red dress that showed off her sexy figure, a white cloth wrapped around her arms and mid to lower body and a silver necklace with her clan crest on it. Did you wait long? Sona asked. Nope, I've just arrived. Naruto replied. Then let's go, Sona said. Ladies first, Naruto replied as he watched Sona's ass in the dress moving from side to side. Reservation for Naruto. Naruto said to the man at the door. Your table is ready, Mr. Naruto, the man said as he led them to the table. My peerage is all about strategy, so Sona said, but she silenced by a finger to her lips. Sona-chan, this is a date, you can try to convince me later after I get to know you first, Naruto told her. Fine, Sona replied with a pout on her face. They then started to get to know each other. Sona talked about her big sister and how she loved her, but hated it when she embarrasses her in public, while Naruto told her that he wasn't the one who got banished, it was his ancestor that got banished 200 years ago because they couldn't use the power of destruction. Later. And that's why I think you should join my peerage, Sona replied as she finished off her champagne. You convince me, Naruto replied as a smile appeared on her face. Then let's go, Sona replied as she dragged him out of the restaurant and jumped into a cab. Sona's house. As Naruto and Sona entered the house, there was a white glow that surrounded the house. What the hell is going on? Naruto shouted. Who are you and what do you want with me? Sona shouted when suddenly Tsubaki appeared and Naruto was surrounded by mirrors. What are you talking about? You are the one who wanted me, Naruto asked. You were following me from the school and you running into me wasn't an accident, you wanted me to follow you, Sona replied as several more people came in. Then you did that fake fight, so I would offer you a position in my peerage. Wow, you are smarter than your sister, she would have fallen for that hook, line and sinker, Naruto said when suddenly some kind of wire wrapped itself around him. Bottom Sona-sama, Saji said. Now who are you, and how do you know my sister? Sona shouted. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. Your sister and I used to be friends, Naruto replied, his eyes changing from blue to a ripple-like pattern. It spread over the eyeballs, with light purple irises and sclera in his eyes which shocked Sona. The golden chain, everybody runs. Sona shouted. What is the matter? Tsubaki asked when suddenly golden chains shot up out of the ground and captured all 6 of them. What the hell is this? Saji shouted. I can't escape Haruka said. I can't use my powers, Tsubaki shouted. I always hated that stupid name, and how did you know it was me? I heard that all the records of me were destroyed. Naruto asked. My sister used to tell me lots of stories about you, but she never told me what happened to you, Sona replied. Let me tell you what happened. Your sister betrayed me. Naruto told her. That's a lie, she would never do something like that. Sona shouted. Well she did, Naruto replied as he walked up to Sona. Stay away from her, you team. Saji shouted, but Naruto ignored him and got even closer to Sona. So you are going to kill me to get revenge on my sister? Sona asked. Of course not. You are going to help me. Naruto replied. I will never help. Why? As Naruto captured her lips with his, then the gold dust entered her body. I'm going to kill you. Saji shouted. Suddenly, somebody hit him in his head. Damn, this boy is loud. Rainer said. What can I do for you, master? Sona asked. I'll tell you later. Now Rainer works your magic, Naruto replied as Rainer started to erase their memory of the event. Why do you need her, master, when you can kill them yourself? Rainer asked. I'm not as strong as I used to be, and even with this scared gear, I still can't beat all of them myself, Naruto replied as he walked towards her and wrapped his hands around her waist. My powers will take a while before they come back, so I need allies that know everything about them and allies that they would never think will betray them. I see, Rainer said. Sona-chan, let's go. Naruto said as Sona walked over to them and Naruto wrapped his other arm around her, then they vanished in a gold gust. Monday. Okay, as I was saying earlier, we of the Occult Club are going to be having an important guest today that I know personally. Rias managed to say as the door opened to reveal the president of the student council and the rest of the council. What are the president and student council doing here? Issei asked. Oh, so you didn't mention us to Haidu, Rias-chan. It's also weird not to notice us when we are devils as well. Sona said as she entered the room with her. You made it, Rias said. I didn't know there were other devils at the school, Haidu said. It can't be helped because we are not supposed to contact each other at normal times. Sona replied. The Kaichu, Shitori Sona-sama's real name is Sona Citri. She's a high-class devil who is the next heir of the house of Citri. Akeno said. High-class devil, the house of Citri, it's an important house just like Butchu, right? Haidu asked. Yes, the house of Citri is one of the 72 pillars that survived the Great War, just like the house of Gremory. This school is actually controlled by the house of Gremory, but at daytime, it is the student council, in other words, the house of Citri is in control. The time of being in charge is split between daytime and nighttime. Akeno said. Enough talking, let the introductions begin, Ria said. My name is Saji Genshiro. I'm in 2nd year and I am Kaichu's pawn, Saji said. You are in the same year as me and also the same pawn as me. My name is Issei Haidu, Issei replied. That may be true, but I'm way stronger than you. It took Kaichu 4 pawns to revive me, Saji said with a smile on his face. But nothing, it took Butchu 8 pawns to revive me, Issei replied as Saji glared at him. You. Sona-chan, I made it, Naruto said as he entered the room. Who's the new hot eye? Akeno thought. But power, he was almost as strong as Akeno, Kiba thought. He's hiding his power level, who the hell is he? Rias thought. Great, another pretty boy, Issei thought as he looked around and saw the blushes on all the women, especially Sona. Damn team, Kaichu is mine. Saji thought as he glared at Naruto. Rias-chan is my boyfriend, Knight Naruto, Sona said. Ara Sona finally got herself a boyfriend, and a hot one too, Akeno said as a blush appeared on Sona's face. It looks like she finally took that stick out of her ass and finally got a man, I'm so jealous. Rias thought to herself. Nice to meet you, Rias-sama, Sona-chan told me a lot about you, Naruto said as he walked to Rias and kissed her on her hands, which caused a blush to appear on her face. Enough to destroy your family. The pleasure's of mine, Naruto-san, Rias replied as she looked Naruto up and down, then blushed some more. Naruto, are you Bale? I'm not Bale, but my ancestors used to be before they were kicked out 200 years ago, Naruto replied, which shocked Rias. The Bale would never do that, Rias said. If they could use the power of destruction, but they couldn't, Naruto replied. I am sorry, Naruto-san. I will do everything in my power to help reinstate your family, Rias said. Don't worry about it. I'm fine with how things turned out, Naruto replied. But. Anyways, did you guys get a pet already? Sona asked, trying to change the subject. No, we were planning on going tomorrow on the full moon, Rias replied. It's a shame you won't get the chance because I was planning on going myself, Sona said. I see how there is a little competition to see who would go, Rias replied. What do you have in mind? Sona asked. A tennis match, Rias replied. You're on, Sona said. The tennis court. The queens were chosen to play with their kings, but before the match started Naruto walked to Sona and whispered something into her ears. Damn, you look so hot in that, I hope you plan to wear it for me later, Naruto whispered as a blush appeared on her face and 3 other girls because they heard everything that Naruto said. I want a boyfriend too, Tsubaki, Akeno, and Rias thought. The match started, their fabulous beauty was so mesmerizing that they attracted bunches of fanboys and fangirls in the school. The match was extremely intense with no side giving in to the other under the exciting cheering from their respective fans. They were on par with each other until they started to use their demonic power. Sona's Thunderbolt, Sona shouted as a blue Citricial appeared behind as she lifted her leg into the air and hit the ball at high speed. So that's the way you want to play the Rias Victory Slam, Rias shouted as a Gremory Seal appeared beneath her and hit back the ball as they continued the game. Are you going to stop them? Kiba asked. Why should I love when Sona-chan gets this way, Naruto replied as Kiba's sweat dropped. I'm surrounded by perverts. Kiba said it would last for another minute, but in the end the victors could not be decided because both of them had destroyed their rackets and the tennis court. Another match was slated to take place later. Rias and Sona agreed that it would be a dodgeball match in the gym. The dodgeball match was even more intense than the previous tennis match, with each team taking advantage of their demonic powers to the fullest, and Issei lost his ability to have children. As a result, it turned into a messy and dangerous competition. Ria's team eventually came out the victors and claimed the right to acquire their familiars. Naruto did not play because he claims that he loves to see Sona's body moves when she plays sports, and the best way to see is on the sidelines. 3 days later. Are you sure you want to do this? Tsubaki asked when suddenly Naruto's hands were around them. Amansu-chan, Sona-chan just wants to help her friend, Naruto said as a blush appeared on Tsubaki's cheek. I want to make sure that Team Riser isn't cheating. Sona replied as they reached the club door. Well, let's go, Naruto said as they opened the door to see Rias and her peerage sitting around a round table sipping tea. Excuse us, Sona said, which got everybody's attention. Sona, welcome. Rias said. The student council president, vice president and Naruto-san, why are you here? Issei asked. The rating games are broadcast to the members of both families, they are the ones responsible for the games. Rias said. I see, Issei replied. By peerage, and I volunteered for the task to oversee the game, it is your first game after all, Sona said. I will show you a fight that won't insult our rivalry, Rias replied. Suddenly a magic seal appeared and Grayfia came out of it. Are you prepared? As she looks up and sees Naruto, suddenly a golden chain comes out of the ground and grabs onto her leg. No one saw the chain because she was wearing a longer maid dress than usually that touches the ground. Are you alright, Aunt Grayfia? Rias asked. Sona-chan, it's Grayfia-sama. Naruto shouted as he ran up to her and started to bow. I am not worthy, I am not worthy. He repeated over and over again. Naruto-kun, leave Grayfia-san alone. Sona shouted as she grabbed Naruto by his ears and dragged him away. But I want to ask her something. Naruto shouted. I'm sure you can ask her after she finishes speaking to Rias. Right, Grayfia-san. Sona replied. Damn, I can't let Rias get involved, Grayfia, as she nods her head as the chain vanishes. Now, Aunt Grayfia, you were saying, Rias said. When the game is about to start you will be teleported to the battlefield, Grayfia replied. Battlefield? Issei asked. Yes. It's an alternate dimension created just for the games. Akeno said as Issei looked at her. It will be destroyed after the game is finished so you can run wild. Rias-sama, your brother will be at the games, Grayfia said, which shocked everybody except Naruto and Sona, who had a smile on their face, and Issei, who did not know Rias' brother. Will the Demon Lord be there? Kiba shouted. Your brother is the Demon Lord? Issei asked. Tsubaki, and I have to go back to the council room to monitor the game, Sona said. Then she looked at Naruto. When you are finished, go to your post. Oh, and good luck, Rias, you will need it. I know, but I believe in my team, Rias replied as Sona left. Rias-sama, it's time. Grayfia said. Hi, guys, let's go. Rias replied as they vanished, and suddenly Grayfia tried to escape, but Naruto was faster and slammed her into the wall as chains wrapped around her. It's been a while, hasn't it, Grayfia-chan? Naruto kissed her neck. You team get off me. Grayfia shouted. Funny, I was in the same position 200 years ago, and you wanted to rock my world, Naruto replied as he kissed her cheek. Why don't I return the favor? I'm different now. 200 years ago, I was attracted to power, but now I'm married. Grayfia said as she looked at him. Are you going to kill me, and how did you escape? Sealing magic doesn't work on an Uzumaki for long, and no, I am not going to kill you, Naruto replied. Then you are after the clan's heads then, and the 4 Satans, Grayfia said. Yes I am, and I'm going to kill them, Naruto replied. You know you can't take on all of them, Grayfia said. I know that I recruited some help from someone close to them, Naruto replied. So that is why you are with the Citri girl. You are going after Seraphol Leviathan first. Grayfia deduced. Who knows, Naruto replied. She will never help you, she is loyal to her sister. Grayfia said. I have my ways of convincing people, especially women, to help me, Naruto replied as he cupped her face. And I'm going to show you, he said as he put his lips onto hers, but Grayfia closed her mouth. I love a challenge, Naruto thought as he squeezed her upai which made her moan, and Naruto pushed his tongue into her mouth and let the gold dust flow. A few seconds later, Naruto's chain vanished and Grayfia wrapped her legs around him. Wow, master. That was the best kiss ever, Grayfia said as they broke apart. I really missed you all those years ago. Me too. Now for the plan. Golden Lion. I am Grayfia, a servant of the House of Gremory. I am here as the official of this game. The bases are as follows. The new school building is Riser Phoenix's base, and the Occult Research Club room in the old school building is Rias Gremory base. Begin. Grayfia shouted. But Sona and Tsubaki later. That was an unusual method of defeating an opponent, Tsubaki said as she looked at the screen at the naked girls. Her move to shatter his dreams when the game is over, Sona replied in her emotionless voice. If you let me participate, Tsubaki said. Of course I will, Sona replied, then she started to laugh which made Saji put a hand over his crotch because he had received Sona's shattered dreams before and now he still had problems getting it up. The elimination zone. Who should I meet next? Naruto is himself as he sits in a lazy boy waiting for the guests to arrive when suddenly 4 girls arrive and 3 of them are naked. The first 2 of the naked girls were twins with turquoise hair which they keep tied to one side of their head with a yellow ribbon opposite to their sister and blue eyes. The last naked girl had blue hair and light brown eyes. Her hair is styled with 4 short ponytails with 2 of the 4 pointed up and the remaining 2 pointed down. The front of her hair features split bangs going across her forehead with side bangs framing her face. The last one was a well-endowed young woman of Chinese descent with shoulder-length black hair and blue-green eyes. Her hair had 2 Chinese-style buns on both sides of her head, while the front featured bangs that formed a slight V-shape across her forehead. Her outfit consisted of a navy blue kipao with gold accents, a white sash around her stomach, and black low-heeled shoes. The kipao was open at the chest area, giving a view of her upai and cleavage. She also wore black arm guards over her forearms, and she wasn't wearing any undergarments. This must be my lucky day. 3 sexy naked girls appeared before me, and an even sexier one that doesn't wear underwear, Naruto said, as the 3 naked girls blush and cover up themselves and ran away to find some clothes. Beep. They screamed as they ran out of the room, but the black hair girl just stood there. You team only Riser Sama should see my sacred place, she shouted with a blush on her face as she attacked Naruto who was still sitting in his lazy boy. I don't think Riser is man enough to handle your sacred place, Naruto replied as Golden Chance captured her. What the hell is this, I can't move. She shouted as she struggled to break free. Why don't you join me and enjoy the show? Naruto replied as he blew gold dust in her face. Yes Naruto-sama, she replied as the chains vanished and she went over and sat in his lap when suddenly a half-naked Kaneko appeared wearing only a pair of white panties with a horizontal pink stripe in the middle of it. Damn it, Kaneko said in an emotionless voice as she got up and saw Naruto with a black-haired girl in his lap with her kipao open and Naruto hands in them. I don't want to know, in the same voice before she left. I wonder what her problem is. Naruto said. Ooh, Shulin moaned as Naruto went back to work on her upai. 5 minutes later. 4 more girls arrived, one of them had shoulder-length black hair and was wearing a purple kimono, and the other one had shoulder-length black hair with the bangs shaped like an M. She has a sizable chest and wears a black and white maid outfit. The other one was a brunette who was also wearing a black and white maid outfit too, and the last one had grayish blue hair with a metal headband around her head with a red jewel in it, a necklace around her neck with a blue jewel attached to it. She was wearing a black bikini and the bra was made of metal with a silver swirl in it and a pink and white slash around her neck. What the hell are you doing, Shulin? Mihi, the girl in the kimono, shouted as she saw them. How could you do this to Riser-sama? Burent, the maid with the bangs, asked. Who cares about that team, all he thinks about is Ria's girl. Shulin replied. Even so, he's still our master, Marion, the other maid, said. This is your fault, what did you do to her? Shiria shouted as she attacked Naruto. Don't worry, you will be joining them soon, Duststorm Naruto replied as he blew gold dust out of his mouth at the women. How can we serve you, Master Naruto? They asked. But Sona and Tsubaki. He's a lot stronger than I thought, Sona said as she saw Issei fighting Isabella and he was actually dodging her attack, although he looked like he had been through a shredder. Yes, and I think he will get stronger because he keeps on boosting his gear, Tsubaki replied suddenly. Boosted, Issei shouted as his power started to rise as the green gem in the gear started to shine dragon shot. Holy shit, Sona and Tsubaki shouted as they saw the huge beam hit Isabella, which then tore up her clothes. So it was a perverted attack, Tsubaki said as she saw the evil glare in Sona's eyes. I almost feel sorry for him, Saji said. But Naruto. He was a strong opponent. I need to get stronger. A naked woman with short light brown hair with 3 red highlights in them and gray eyes and wore a plain white mask which covers the right side of her face, shouted then she heard some giggles. It seems like you lost too, Isabella, Mihi said as she had her head resting on Naruto's right shoulder. Yes, I die, Isabella replied as she turned around to see Burent making out with a blonde-haired man. Marion was leaning on his left shoulder. The man had one hand on Shiria's naked upai and the other on Shulin's naked upai too. But Sona and Tsubaki. They make a great team, Sona said as they saw Kiba and Issei fighting off the rest of Riser's peerage. Indeed, but they are still outnumbered, Tsubaki replied when suddenly Issei's sacred gear entered its second stage. That could be a game changer, Sona said, then suddenly Issei and Kiba combined their magic. Unlimited blade works, Issei shouted as he turned the yard into a field of swords, wiping out all the opponents at once except Riser's sister. It seems like Rias-chan actually has a chance to win now, Sona said. But Surzich's and Grayfia. It seems like your sister's plan is working, Grayfia said. Yes, she is doing fine for her first game, Surzich's replied with a smile on his face. Father won't like this if she won. I wonder how Riser will respond. I don't know, but he won't go down without a fight. Surzich's replied. But Naruto. Suddenly 4 more women appeared. The first one was a young woman with brown hair with a greenish tint and green eyes. Her outfit consisted of a full set of silver armor with black accents that appeared to be a cross between a European knight's chest plate, gauntlets, and greaves, and a Japanese samurai, hip plates and shoulder guards, and wore a headband that goes across her hair and forehead. She was equipped with a broadsword and a dagger, both of which were held with brown belts slung across her hip. The broadsword was slung on her left hip and featured a red jewel on the pommel and had bandages across the handle for grip. The dagger, which was located behind her hip, features a gold hilt with bandages on the handle. The second woman was a tall young woman with long black hair with a dark blue tint and brown eyes. Her hair featured 5 thin ponytails going around her head, which were held up by a golden hair accessory on top of her head. Her outfit consisted of a white top with black accents that was modeled after a Chinese cheongsam, red shorts, and armored knee-high boots with matching gauntlets. The top features a diamond shape on the chest area, giving view to her upai and cleavage. Finally, 2 girls were twin cat girls. One of the 2 had green hair while the other had blue, and they were wearing a school uniform, but the bottom half of their shirt was torn off exposing their upai. What the hell is happening? Carloman asked. I can't believe I lost. Cirrus shouted. But Nai, the pink-haired twin, said. You girls Lee, the blue-haired twin, continued. Doing? Nai and Lee finished together as they look at their fellow teammates who were in the same position they were before. The only difference was a naked Isabella giving Naruto a lap dance. Welcome girls, why don't you join the party? Naruto asked. But Sona and Tsubaki. They only need to take out the queen, then tag team Riser, and then Rias-chan is free to marry whomever she wants, Sona said when suddenly Akeno was taken out by Yubaluna, who had received a restoration potion from Riser's sister, Ravel. This is bad, Tsubaki said. Your queen is gone, Rias-chan, what will you do now? Sona mused. But Naruto. I can't believe I let that happen, Akeno said as he walked out of the room not even looking in Naruto's direction. Seconds later Kiba arrives with his clothes torn. Damn it. If only I was stronger. Kiba shouted as he got up and saw Naruto. What the hell, Naruto? What about Sona-sama? Ah, Kiba, this is my new harem and she knows about it, Naruto replied. Not another one, Kiba thought. You can't take somebody's harem for yourself, and how did you get them to agree to do that? Well, first you. On second thought, I don't want to know what Kiba said as he walked out. But Surziches and Grayfia. Yes, Surziches thought with a smile on his face. It seems like Rias-chan is in trouble. Yes, now that her two most powerful pieces are gone, Grayfia replied. I'll tell father and Lord Phoenix the good news, Surziches said as he got up. Wait, the fight still isn't over, and who knows, maybe Rias-sama can still win, Grayfia replied as they watched Issei enter the enemy's territory and be promoted to a queen. He then joined Rias and Asia to confront Riser and Ubeluna. I told you it wasn't over yet. As much as I want Rias-chan to win, I know she won't, Surziches replied as they saw Rias attacking Riser furiously but ineffectively due to his regeneration ability. You see, that is the reason why the Phoenix clan is one of the strongest clans around. But Sona and Tsubaki. I feel sorry for Rias-chan, she will have to marry that man, Sona replied with tears in her eyes as she saw Ubeluna using her explosion spell to knock out Asia and sealed off Rias' soul healing source in the game. But she still has Issei, and he has that powerful dragon shot attack of his, Saji said, trying to comfort his king. No, he won't be of any use to Rias-chan, Sona replied as she pointed to the screen as Issei charged directly at Riser while keeping boosting his powers with the sacred gear. Due to the continuous boosting, his body reached its limit and the powers started poisoning him. He fell and rolled down the roof before even being able to approach Riser. Despite being in that state and coughing up a great deal of blood, Issei refused to give up for Rias' sake, which pissed Riser off. Riser beat Issei non-stop and intended to burn him to death as the game allows death as long as it is an accident. Unable to bear that sight, Rias jumped onto Riser right when he was about to finish off Issei and resigned from the game. Stop. Don't kill him. I forfeit. Rias shouted with tears in her eyes. I feel sorry for Rias-sama, Tsubaki said as she looked at her crying king. Isn't there anything we can do for her? I wish there was, but there isn't anything we can do, Sona replied. But Surziches and Grayfia. Congratulations Riser-san and well played Rias-chan, you did well for your first time, Surziches said as he shook Riser's hand. I didn't even break a sweat, Riser replied as he and Surziches started to laugh. Rias-sama, I am so sorry, Akeno, Kiba and Kaneko said together. Don't worry about it guys. You did your best, Rias replied. Go and get the girls Ubeluna, Riser said. Hi Riser-sama. Ubeluna replied as left via magic circle. But Naruto. Naruto, I want you to put it in me now, Shulin moaned when the door opened and a busty woman with long wavy purple hair that fell all the way down her back and matching eyes walked in. At the front, the right side of her hair fell over her upai and covered her right eye, while the left side fell near the top of her skirt. Her attire was a dress consisting of a navy blue tunic top with gold accents and a pale blue skirt with open sides and black shoes over matching thigh-high stockings with garter belts. The top revealed much of her cleavage and was held with a gold choker with blue and red jewels. Over this, she wore a wide overcoat with black and gold accents and matching pauldrons. For accessories, she wore a black headband with a red-orange jewel over her forehead to keep her long hair in place and wielded a staff-like scepter in battle. For cosmetics, she wore purple lipstick, matching her eyes and hair. What the hell is going on here? She shouted. What does it look like we are doing? We are pleasing our new master, Lee said. You dare you do this to Lord Riser? Ubeluna shouted. Who cares what Limp Dick wants? Shulin replied. How dare you say that about Riser-sama, you know he can only get it up when Rias-san is near him. Ubeluna replied. And you fell for that, how stupid are you? Carloman replied. Something is not right here, Ubeluna thought. What did you do to them, little man? This bitch didn't just call me little man, Naruto thought. How about I come over there and show you how little I am? I'm waiting, Ubeluna said with a smile on her face as Naruto got up and walked towards her. Fire blast. As the huge fire hit Naruto causing an explosion. Naruto-kun. The girls shouted. Naruto, oh shit, I hope it's not the same Naruto my mother had a poster of in her bedroom, Ubeluna thought. The smoke cleared and they saw a ball of golden chain in the middle. Oh shit, I'm dead. When suddenly the ball of chain opened and Naruto came out at high speed and the next Ubeluna knew was that she was pinned up against the wall by her throat. Let me go, you teamer, I will blow you up. Ubeluna shouted. You look even sexier when you are scared, Naruto replied as he whispered into her ear. I fear no one, and I'm going to give you the count of 3 to let me go, Ubeluna said with a sadistic smile on her face. Oh yes, Ubeluna thought, as her knees got weak. Yo, you are weak compared to Riser-sama, and when he gets here, he will kill you. Your mouth spouts all of that foolishness with confidence, yet your hands are shaking, and your palms are sweaty, your breath is rising at the very moment, and you can't resist that voice in the back of your head telling you to ravage me, and tell me how you truly want my power. Stop denying, and take me, Naruto shouted as his power rises again. I want you, Naruto-kun, Yubaluna said. What did you call me? Naruto asked as he powers up again. I want you master, Yubaluna shouted. But girl, Naruto replied. With Riser. What the hell took so long, Yubaluna, Riser shouted as he kicked down the door only to see his naked harem standing in a circle around a man cheering him. The man had Yubaluna in his lap and feeling up her upai as they made out. No one looked around when Riser shouted as they continued to cheer Naruto, Naruto. You will burn for this, Riser shouted as he launched a huge fireball at them, but a chain wall protected them. Dude, don't be a cock blocker and find your own girls, Naruto replied. Then he went back to make out with a slightly scared Yubaluna. Don't be scared, Luna-chan, I will protect you, just follow the girl's lead, he whispered into her ear and slipped a note in her panty. Where the hell and why are we all naked, the women shouted. Loud screams were heard as the girls ran behind Riser and then Naruto was sent flying into the wall. How dare you touch me, you filthy low-class devil, Yubaluna shouted as she flew over to Riser. It seems like my lust spell wore off, Naruto said as he got up. You dare to touch the harem of the immortal phoenix, Riser. Riser shouted as his body was covered with fire and he charged at Naruto, who easily dodged his attack and delivered a right hand covered in chains to Riser's stomach, then a kick covered in chains to the face that sent Riser crashing into the wall. Riser-sama. The harem shouted as they ran over to check on him. He was able to defeat Riser with only 2 attacks. No wonder mother wanted to join him, he's a devil's worst nightmare, Yubaluna thought as she checked on Riser. Well, I better get back to Sona-chan, Naruto said as he walked through the door. The next day, Sona's house, Sunday. Is everybody here, Sona asked as Rainer and Grayfia entered the room. Now we are waiting on somebody else, Naruto replied. Then he turns to Grayfia. How did you escape from him? I told him that I decided to join a book club and the meeting was today, Grayfia replied. And he fell for it, Naruto said as he laughed. He's a very trusting man, Grayfia replied. Then she turns to Rainer. You are the one known as Rainer. Yes, I am, Rainer replied. But I thought Rias-chan killed you, Grayfia said. She almost did, and if it wasn't for my wings, I would have died. Flashback. But this power I gained my 3rd set of wings, Rainer said as she healed the wound she had got from Kiba earlier with the twilight healing. If it weren't for people like you, Asia would be living a peaceful life, Issei shouted with tears in his eyes. Don't be stupid, boy, it's impossible for people like you to live a normal life since sacred gears are hideous to humans. No matter how amazing the powers are, the users would get shunned, which is the reason why Asia had no friends. Rainer replied with a smile on her face. That is where you are wrong, Asia was my friend and that's why I'm going to save her, Issei shouted. The cuckoo, foolish boy, you couldn't save her in the past and you still can't save her now. Rainer replied, pointing to the dead Asia in Issei's hand. I know it is my fault that I couldn't save her, but you killed her and for that I will never forgive you. Issei shouted as he was filled with torment and pain. Issei pulled out his sacred gear and charged at Rainer, who dodged his punches, then flew it to the air. Was that it? No wonder you couldn't save her. Rainer said as she threw 2 light spears at Issei, who didn't have the speed to dodge them. Issei screamed out in pain as the light spears went through his legs. Give up, boy, and hand over your sacred gear. Rainer said with a smile on her face. I will never give up because my drive to kill you will make me stronger, Issei shouted as he removed the light spears from his legs as blood spurted out from his wounds. This kid is not normal, a shocked Rainer thought as Issei got up but lost his balance and fell down. Stay down, boy, she said as a light spear appeared in her hands. Boost. Boost. Boost, 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 Issei shouted as his demon wings spread, his twice critical continued to boost his strength, then Issei charged at Rainer. What the hell is going on? Where did he get such power, Rainer thought as she started to panic. She threw a light spear at Issei, but he parried it like it was nothing. I have to get out of here, as she attempted to escape, but Issei grasped her wrist right before she could do that. Die. Issei roared as he gave her a boosted punch to the face that sent the fallen angel flying through the window. Damn. I lost, but I'm not defeated, it's a shame I can't get to keep you, saving grace, Rainer said as she fell to the ground hard and her shadow sinks into the ground. Inside the church. I'm alive. Rainer said. Not for long because you will soon meet your friends again, Rias replied as she threw her down in front of Issei. Please Issei, don't do this to me, it's not my fault. I was ordered to do it. Rainer said as she turned into Yuma with tears in her eyes. President, please do it, Issei said as he turned his back on her. Wait, Issei-kun. I did love you or I wouldn't have saved this, Rainer shouted as she took out a pendant that Issei gave her, but Issei didn't look back. For my sweet little slave redemption. Rias said as a red seal appeared on her hand. Rainer screams out in pain as Rias rendered her with nothing left but scattering feathers on the floor. Flashback end. What is saving grace? Sona asked before Grayfia could. Well, it is the ability to sacrifice one's wings in order to save an angel's life, Rainer replied. Then how do you still have both wings? Grayfia asked. My theory is that I had gained my third set of wings during the fight with Issei, Rainer replied. Don't you worry, I will make sure you gain more than a set of wings. Naruto said. Thank you, master, Rainer replied when they heard a knock on the door. Naruto replied as the person entered. I'm here, Master, Yubaluna said when suddenly she was trapped in a water bubble with light arrows around her. What are you doing here? Grayfia asked as he walked towards her with the floor frozen with every step she took. Stop, she is with us, Naruto replied. How did he get the strongest queen, a fallen angel, and the sister of the strongest woman devil to work with him, Yubaluna thought as she was released and she gasped for air. So you are controlling her with the gold dust? Grayfia asked. Not really, Naruto replied. What? They shouted. Just look, watch, Naruto replied as he raised his power level and she started to moan. Braid a power whore, Grayfia said as Yubaluna glared at her. Who are you calling a whore, you bitch? Yubaluna fires back as Grayfia attacks her, but a chain drags her back. Stop that, Grayfia, and don't call her names because you were like that too, Naruto told the two. That was 200 years ago, Grayfia replied. How do you know we can trust her? Sona asked. Yeah, who's to say she won't leave you for someone stronger, Rainer shouted. I will never betray Naruto because with Naruto's power, I can finally get my revenge on the man that killed my mother, Yubaluna shouted when suddenly Rainer saw her necklace. That necklace, I have seen it before. Are you Hitomi's daughter? Rainer asked. Did you know my mother? Yubaluna asked. No, but I saw a picture of her with that necklace and heard stories about her, Rainer replied. I still don't trust her, Sona replied as Grayfia nodded in agreement. Fine then, Naruto applied the gold dust. Now Yubaluna, how did you escape? Naruto asked. I told the harem that I was going to buy a wedding present for Riser, and Riser doesn't know I was there since his precious Rias is with him so he won't miss me, Yubaluna replied. Now let's get down to business, Naruto said as they sat down. I think it's time to start my plan. The next night, Underworld. Venelana was sleeping alone again. Even when her husband was right beside her, she still slept alone. He took up most of the bed, but she was all by herself. She could not remember the last time he touched her. She tried everything. The night he would return from a business trip she would melt into his arms, lips red and cheeks rouged, but it was always the same answer. Not tonight, Venelana. Not tonight, Venelana, translated to not any night, Venelana. She would parade around in expensive lingerie and croon that she would do all the work. He wouldn't have to lift a finger. All he had to do was lay there and let her move for them. But no, he was too tired, apparently. He needed to get some shut-eye before he left again. The worst part was that he didn't even want to be near her, either. He slept completely on the other side of the bed, and whenever she reached out to caress or embrace him, he would grumble for her to stop and go back to sleep. Tonight was the last time she would ask him. Honey, I'm so horny, I want you now, Venelana said in her sexiest voice. Sure, why not, Lelich, Lord Gremory replied. Yes. Let me change first, Venelana shouted as she ran into the bathroom to change. A minute later. Are you ready for me, big boy? Venelana replied in a seductive voice and in a boner-rising outfit and jumped on the bed, but she didn't hear any response. Lelich was asleep. You team, Venelana, as a red seal appeared on her hand. My balls. Was heard throughout the castle. What the hell, Venelana? Lelich shouted, holding his balls. What are you talking about? Venelana asked in a fake sleepy voice. You attacked me, Lelich shouted. Sorry honey, I must have been sleep fighting, Venelana replied with a hidden smile on her face. Serves you right for ignoring me. 12 midnight at Issei's house. Issei woke up with tears in his tears when suddenly he saw a magic circle appear on the ground and Grayfia came out of it and walked towards him. I can't believe Naruto-kun talked me into doing this. Grayfia thought Issei-sen was here to invite me to the wedding of Riser and Rias. Is it my fault? Issei said with his head down. The other members of Rias-sama's team are already with her in the underworld and they would like you to attend, Grayfia said. I don't think Riser would like that, Issei replied. Riser doesn't have a say in this matter because Surziches wants you there, Grayfia said. Then she gave him a paper with a magic circle. This will allow you to travel to the underworld. As a magic circle appeared beneath her and she vanished. Underworld. Hey guys. I can't believe Rias-chan lost, Sona said conversationally. Don't worry about it, Kiba said in a carefree voice. How could you be so relaxed? Sona asked. Because it is not over yet, Kaneko replied. Where is that handsome boyfriend? Akeno asked, as Sona glared at her. Ladies and gentle, please welcome Riser Phoenix and his wife to be Rias Gremory, Surziches said, as Riser walked out with $1,000,000 smile on his face and Rias with a motionless expression as the audience applauded. They look very good together, Jello, Lord Phoenix said, as he sat in one of 4 thrones with his wife on the left and Lelich on the right. I agree with you, my old friend, Lelich replied as he sat beside his son. I can't believe Rias is suffering the same fate as her mother and I, Cecilia, Lady Phoenix thought. Beep was heard throughout the room and everybody turned to the source of the noise. They saw a short spiky blonde man with blue eyes and 3 whiskers on each cheek hugging a short-haired girl with violet eyes and was wearing glasses. Oh, young love, Cecilia said. Isn't that Serapho Leviathan's younger sister? Lelich asked. Yes, that's her, but who is that guy? Surziches replied. Better night, Grayfia said, then they saw them kissing. And apparently her boyfriend. How could she date a low-level devil? Jello said with a look of disgust on his face. We have to talk to Serapho about this, Lelich replied. He looks familiar, Cecilia thought as she looked at the man. That's the team that dared to touch my harem. I'll burn him alive, Riser thought, then he looked at Ubeluna. Is there any of that power suppression seal in here? No master, Ubeluna replied as she pretended to check for seals. I can't believe he bought that crap. The only seal Naruto-kun had in that room was one to prevent others from sensing his power level from outside the room. Now you will pair, Iser thought as he got up. Boom, the door exploded and 2 guards came flying in. Who dares interrupt the engagement party of the Phoenix clan? Jello shouted as the brunette boy stepped forward. I want my president back. Issei shouted. Guards, get him. Riser cried as the guards attacked him. Not so fast. I sword. Kiba shouted as 2 of the guards froze. Get out of the way, little girl, a guard shouted only to receive a kick to the face that sends him crashing into the others. But you know, kid, a ground of guards shouted from behind only to be electrocuted. Oh, Issei Akeno said as Issei ran forward. How dare you crash my daughter's wedding, Lelich shouted. I'm here to challenge Riser for my president. Issei replied. And why should we let you after what you just did? Lelich asked when the lights went out. Because I said so, a voice said. Turning on the backup, Surziches shouted as their lights came back on and they saw a man in a WWE Kane costume 2012 standing before them. Who the hell are you? Riser shouted. Fight the kid and I will take off my mask, the man replied. We don't take orders from you, kill him, Jello shouted. Kane coffin, the man said, which scared the crap out of Jello and Lelich, but nothing happened. Team, who are you and how do you know about that attack? Surziches said as he got up, ready to attack the man. What is going on here? I never seen father this scared and brother ready to kill someone before, Rias thought as she continued to look on. What's so special about the words chain coffin? Accept the boy's challenge and I will tell you, the man replied. So you are in league with this man? Surziches asked a sweating Issei. And no, sir, Issei replied. Fine, I accept the challenge, Surziches replied. What? Riser shouted. Just do it, son, Jello replied. Let the people out of here, then we will capture him, Surziches whispered into his father's ears, who signaled the guards to evacuate the people. Open the dimension, Grayfia shouted as Riser and Issei vanished. Where the hell is he? Cecilia thought as she looked in the audience when suddenly a huge magical circle appeared around the people. Now! Surziches shouted as they attacked the masked man, but an ice wall block. Grayfia? What the hell? Surziches shouted. Looking up, Grayfia replied as she pointed to the ceiling where they saw the golden chain through the glass roof wrapped around the building. Now look there, as she pointed at the people who were still there. So you thought I was saying a name, Surziches, the man replied as they all glared at him. I'm the real deal, as he took off the black mask. So I finally get to see your face again, Naruto-kun, after all these years, Cecilia thought. Now we can find out who this masked man is that scared Lord Phoenix and Lord Gremory, the others' thoughts. The mask came off only to reveal another mask and everybody faced fault. But I did what you wanted, the man replied. Son, don't or we will endanger everybody in here, and Rias-chan, Lelich said as he put his hand on his son's shoulder. Now let the movie begin, the man said as a screen appeared. On screen. Issei used a high-level skill called Overboost, which immensely increased his power and wrapped him in complete red dragon armor. Thanks to that incredible power, Issei was able to fight on a par with Riser in a magnificent battle of fearful flames. In a blow trade with Riser in the air, Issei landed a punch in Riser's face while holding the cross. The holy punch dealt quite a great blow to Riser. However, just when Issei was about to deliver the finishing blow, the time was up for his dragon armor power and it disappeared, returning Issei to his normal status. Riser grasped Issei by his collar, preparing for a counterattack, but before he could do that, Issei took out a bottle of holy water and poured it on Riser's face. His face was severely burned and his regenerative power was suppressed. Issei mustered up all his energy into the boosted gear in his left arm, then delivered the final blow to Riser, all to avenge the tears Rias had to shed. But that, Riser fell down. Transmission end. Well, the Phoenix clan is as weak as ever. It reminds me of the time I kicked your brothers and Sir Zetsu's ass to become Devil of the Year in Devil Academy 210 years ago, the man replied. Who is this guy? A man asked. He claims to beat Sir Zetsu's Sama for Devil of the Year, but history says that Sir Zetsu's Sama won that year, a woman said. That can't be true, a man said. You guys want to know who I am? My name is Uzumaki Naruto, head of the Uzumaki clan that the pillars wiped out. Naruto shouted. You team, Gel shouted as he attacked Naruto and the lights went out. Then a few seconds later, it came back on and Naruto was gone. That can't be true. The pillars would never do that. Was there really an Uzumaki clan? It must be true or Lord Phoenix wouldn't have attacked him. Brother, who is Uzumaki Naruto? Rias asked. Thanks for watching my video and make sure to check out the author of this fanfic, link is in the description. See you next time, till then sayonara.